Hi, I'm going to be talking about how advertisements today are very biased when it comes to gender and how they aren't diverse enough. And a lot of there's a theory that is called the gender schema theory, and it comes from predictors of gender type toys purchases by prospective parents and mothers, the roles of childhood experiences, gender attitudes by Erica and Samuel Brunn. And this article stated a the gender schema theory, and it being about how children seek gender-related information from their surroundings, their activities, occupation, that type of thing. So they seek out what it means to be, what they think they want to be. So, like, a girl would play with stereotypical girls' toys, which I will talk about this later. How I disagree with stereotyping the way children play, because it's just not okay, and it can be very harmful. But we'll talk about that later. So, and this theory was very interesting. There are several different theories, but this theory stood out because it really does make sense. Because children look to their parents as examples. Why is it so outrageous to think that they would look to their surroundings to make sense of and learn about the world? And that's why children, when they're touching, like, they put everything in their mouth so that they can learn and learn things, learn their surroundings. So an example of a stereotypical girl's toy, so I talked about this earlier. I completely disagree with the fact that, with the way that they are stereotyping the way children are playing. Because a lot of like stereotypical girls' toys, they're usually like baby care, cleaning supplies, surprisingly, and it's emphasizing a stereotype that women should be at home and all they are meant for is cleaning, and that's such a outdated stereotype, and the fact that we are still using it is quite insane and extremely misogynistic to me. Another example would be another example would be boys' toys and how they they portray violence and action. It probably doesn't come to a surprise that not all boys like action movies and action. Like, it's crazy to me the difference between, like, there's a clear difference. They put a clear difference between dolls and action figures. Like, they're clearly different, but in my opinion, I don't think they are that different. Like, they're used for the same way to play. What's much different about them? I guess the character. But couldn't you just call this character, like, it's a doll, or this one an action figure? Like, they're not that different. Besides the stereotyping that has been assigned to them, and without taking out the stereotypical parts of it that our society has placed on those toys, they're completely the same thing. And so yeah, and so I think one way that we can solve this huge issue would be to obviously inform people. Like, one would say that parents would not be okay with including diverse children, like children that are questioning what they might be, or a boy that's playing with dolls. Like, a lot of parents would just, for some reason, not be okay with that. And I think it's important to inform and explain the difference between sex and gender. Sex is what you are born with, and gender is what you identify as. And I think it's very, very important to qualify the difference between these two, because and I think this would be helpful if we are informing more people and having this information in schools very early on. When we're informing this, we can, I think, closely identify parents that may or may not be okay with this, and I think children that may be at risk later on of being, God forbid, abused for like a different sexuality, a different gender. We can catch that early on, and we can remove the child from the home and get them to a safe place where they feel accepted and they feel loved. Because I don't think any child should ever have to feel unloved. And if we catch, the earlier we catch it, the less of a chance this child has of being traumatized, because it can be very, very harmful for a child. Being exposed to hate so early on. And besides informing more people, I think it's crucial that we're diversifying gender in ads, because once we have different ways of portraying gender, kids will have something to look up to, saying, oh, I identify with this, I identify with that, and they won't have to feel ashamed if they're not portrayed, and like I said earlier on. So I just think that's a very crucial issue, and I think that we need to work hard on getting ads to be more diverse, and that's easier said than done. And the best thing you can do is to inform someone when they are giving the wrong information.